morning. It's Sunday, January 8th. And yesterday morning, around 2 a.m., Kevin McCarthy was finally voted in as Speaker of the House on the 15th ballot. It's been over a century and a half since anybody took that long to get the job of Speaker of the House. The last time it went that long was before the Civil War. And Speaker of the House is the job that Kevin McCarthy got by finagling and giving in to the opposition forces. And then he took his win to the public with the following statement. My ultimate responsibility is not to my party, my conference, or even our Congress. Our responsibility is to our country. Great words, but I don't believe he means any of it. His past history has indicated that Kevin McCarthy does for Kevin McCarthy. Not for the country, not for the party, but for Kevin McCarthy. And he has proven that in the run-up to getting the Speaker's job. Because he gave concessions to many, many dangerous factions. In fact, he made so many concessions to win the speakership that he will spend his entire tenure living on the razor's edge. McCarthy wanted to be Speaker so badly that what he accomplished by winning the leadership post was a humiliating 15 rounds of votings and days of give away the store negotiation. So if he has to act on the promises he made to those who voted for him, how can he possibly stand up and tell us that he's going to do what's good for the country? He had sold his right to do that in order to get the Speaker of the House job. Now, he may once have thought this was going to be a great deal, getting Speaker of the House. But he's stuck in a situation where the Republican Party is hanging on by a thread. They are not a major majority. They have 2 or 3 or 4 more people in Congress than the Democrats. So he has bought himself a 2-year fight to stay in the public eye and possibly revive the Republican Party to some semblance of a real party. But when you have right-wing wackos running around and demanding things from you and you concede control because of that, how can one look at you as a leader? Leader steps forward and says, no, that is not the way to do things. You have to get many to agree with your way of doing things as a leader. And you have now come to that job with a lot of baggage. So don't go out there spouting about what you're going to do for the country, when everything that you have done up to this point has been for Kevin McCarthy. Because after 3 or 4 or 5 votes, Kevin McCarthy should have said, I'm not going to take this job under these conditions. I'm the leader. I want to be the leader. I will not be the leader who is led around by his nose. But did McCarthy say that? No. He sat through 15 humiliating votes to get what he wanted. And he really hasn't got what he wanted. He's not going to be looked upon as a great House Speaker. Not the way he got the job. He didn't get the job because he's really qualified. He didn't get it that way. And his actions in the past 2 years have not been sterling. He did not condemn January 6th. And who knows what kind of shit he is going to allow to go on under his leadership when we start seeing the Republicans taking revenge on the Democrats because they had the nerve to investigate the J6 insurrection. There are many things hanging in the balance that McCarthy will have to make decisions on. And I can assure you right now that his decisions will not be good for this country. Right? The Republican Party is barely in control of Congress. And McCarthy got his speakership by crawling on his hands and knees. And he probably kissed an awful lot of asses to get it too. So is that the kind of guy that we really want to be Speaker of the House? No, it indicates that Kevin McCarthy is not the person who's going to do things for the country. He's going to continue to do things for Kevin McCarthy. And I can say this with certainty because he gave his foe effective veto power over must-pass legislation. He gave them the right to have a say in committee assignments, allowing a sole dissident to trigger a vote on his ouster. So he can be voted out if one of the people that he gave rights to decides he doesn't like how he's doing his job. Is that a leader? Does a leader live on the edge of his seat for 2 years? No. So he will spend his time in a shaky tenure for as long as it lasts. It might not even last a couple of months, because he's going to be on the razor's edge because of all the stuff that he gave away. And he gave these cowardly concessions that leave the country hostage for the next 2 years to an extreme fringe of far-right zealots. These clowns threaten to turn the normal operation of government and typically the routine business of government, like raising the debt ceiling to avoid default or economic catastrophe, into a cliff-hanging drama. These people have the right to step in and stop actions that keep the wheels of our democracy moving. And he gave all of that away just to be the Speaker of the House. Does that make any sense to you? It certainly doesn't make any sense to me. But this shouldn't surprise any of us, because if you remember what happened on January 6th, he expressed outrage, and then he went to President Trump and kissed his ass, begged for acceptance, and utterly kissed the president's ass. And he ran to Mar-a-Lago to apologize and ask for forgiveness. And this is the man who is now Speaker of the House, and we expected something different from him? That one example shows you that Kevin McCarthy does what is good only for Kevin McCarthy. Because he did the right thing for 5 minutes when he expressed extreme condemnation of the insurrection, and then he goes and begs forgiveness. Is that really a leader? Can we say that is a quality of leadership? No. Leaders stand up, they take their medicine, and they turn around and do better. So I look at this as a defeat for this country. And I don't know what the next 2 years are going to be. But they're not going to be good. I leave you with that. Bye.